Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am your host, Marco Mazzola, and we are joined again, of course, by our co-host. Say hello, Mila.
Hello.
And today we're doing our bonus episode. This is our recap episode of episode 4 of What If.
Yes.
The Doctor Strange episode, which was,
what
in
an
fact,
episode, though.
It lived up to its name. It definitely lived up to its name of Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mila, give me your overall thoughts, and then we'll get into the details. Of course, we're going to spoil the episode, so if you haven't watched it already, please turn off the podcast, go watch this awesome episode, and then come back and listen to the rest.
Yeah. I actually think this is one of my favorite ones that have come out so far, because that was phenomenal.
That makes a lot of sense to me, knowing you, yes.
Yeah, from the whole tone, like a lot of them have been like upbeat and happy, like the Captain
Carter.
What was it? Yeah, Captain Carter was like, yeah, cool. Agent Carter is now Captain Carter. It's so cool. And you've got like T'Challa being Black Panther.
Those
like
pretty
awesome.
uplifting episodes.
Yeah,
they were.
But this one, it was different because it was so
not uplifting.
Not uplifting. And the fact, I think one of my favorite things about it was the fact that it didn't have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Like it, because I always appreciate when there isn't a happy ending at the end, like how Infinity War was.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite movies for a while because it ended with the heroes losing.
Yeah, it was very Empire Strikes Back ending.
Yeah, you're sitting there, you're waiting for them to like win, like, oh yeah, Avengers assemble, and then they beat the bad guy. But at the end, he snaps, and everything's bad. That's how this one was. Like,
in a way, you knew that was going to happen in Infinity because you already knew Endgame was coming. You knew it was a two-parter.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, because I'm always in the dark. I keep myself in the dark because I don't want to know.
Gotcha. All right.
So I'm like, no way.
I know that they were making 2 out of that whole thing was going to be a two-parter. Yeah.
I did know there was going to be another one, and I was like, I did kind of know that. I was like, oh no, it's not going to just end like this. But it was still like something else.
Yeah.
And that was similar to this. Yeah. Although I know like there's probably nothing going to come out of this because it's just.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true, right?
Yeah, you're right. Near the end, it's all going to come together.
Or maybe the last episode or whatever, it's going to kind of bring it all together, right?
Yeah.
They're going to weave all these episodes back in together to some glorious way. Who knows? I'm looking forward to seeing that. So let's recap the episode itself and kind of describe what actually happened. So this is where we get into the spoiler stuff. So the episode basically is what happens if Doctor Strange doesn't lose his hands in the accident, but essentially, quote unquote, loses his heart. He doesn't lose his actual heart; he loses his love.
Yeah, when I saw the title at first, I was like, oh, what? And I was like, it's probably like the girl, which now I know is Christine.
Yes, so Christine dies because she actually brings her in the car. So it's a different universe, whereas in the original, obviously, the A universe, whatever they want to call it, the main timeline, he's alone in the car.
Yeah,
but now he's with her. He's bringing her on the date, and they still go off the side of the.
He's also very different too. Like different. in like Universe A or whatever, he was all like arrogant and like self-righteous.
He's less so in this one. I think part of it is because in this one he's with her.
Yeah,
so he's essentially
like they actually did become it instead of like. I don't know, you're kind of a jerk all the time, so if you weren't such a jerk all the time, maybe I'd like you more.
Yeah, but this is a different timeline, right? So his personality is slightly different. So they're together, they go off the cliff, she's the one who gets basically impaled and dies.
Yeah.
And then that creates basically what's called a fixed point in time. Mm-hmm. So no matter what he does, even though he eventually becomes Doctor Strange, he cannot bring her back to life.
Right.
The Ancient One comes, and even though he's trying, Wong tells him, don't mess with it, don't mess with the time.
Everything ever says, do not do it, don't do it, don't mess with time.
Stay away, go away, danger, do not enter.
And he's like, this is just a suggestion.
Yep. As he does. He takes the more suggestions, not hard, fast rules, and he spends a long time.
Hundreds of years.
Basically trying to, because he keeps reversing time, to bring her back to life, and he realizes, he can't do that just with the powers that he has.
Yeah.
And the Ancient One basically tells him that, there is no way to do it, but then he basically finds a way to do it, right? And he absorbs all the powers of all these other basically, powerful magical beings. Mm-hmm. He's absorbing them, he finds...
To, get their power and get their knowledge.
Needs enough power to be able to turn back time, essentially, to bring someone back to life, but then he's also told if he does that, he's going to basically unravel the fabric of the universe, which is what he ends up doing.
Right.
By the end of it. So that was... the whole episode, very much a Doctor Strange episode, right? It's very trippy dippy. It's psychedelic in a way.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy imagery, but
I was about to say the imagery was amazing.
It was. I mean, when he's absorbing the creatures, when he's absorbing the magical beings, was fantastic.
Yeah. And the fight between Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange, we'll get to that. But
he fights his regular self, right? He fights his regular Doctor Strange because he becomes the Supreme Strange, basically, by absorbing all these other magical beings. So it's kind of Superman.
Bizarre.
Superman 2, right? When he has to fight... No, Superman 3 when he has to fight himself, right? Is that Superman? Yeah, Superman 3 when he has Richard Pryor, that one.
Yeah.
The original Christopher Reeve Superman, where he becomes Dark Superman, and he splits, and it's Clark Kent fighting Superman to kill off the... So it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's what he ends up doing.
And the fact that when they're fighting, it's he'll use magic, and the magic looks different, but also there will be moments where he's got the tentacles from some of the beings and stuff like that.
So that creature looks to me, it's the same one from the Agent Carter episode. Captain Carter.
That one was a lot bigger. This one's
this
small.
one was big. He just chopped it, right, and didn't fully come out. But it's the same exact octopus-looking creature. It's the same tentacles. He just lost
That is fair.
But remember, it's a different universe than the Captain Carter episode.
Yeah.
Right? It's a different universe altogether, but it's the same, essentially, ancient creature, which is what she was fighting.
Right.
To push it back through the portal. So I noticed that little pullbacks. And there you go. You're already starting to make minor connections to other episodes. Right? Which has been, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the really only interlocking connections between these four anyway.
Right.
For the first four. Yeah.
Although you have to admit, this one was really, really small compared to Agent Carter's was enormous.
Oh, the actual creature?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The creature itself looked a lot bigger in her episode. I think this one was just, because he was pulling it through. It was coming through the portal, whatever you want to call it. It didn't grow as large. He just basically sucked it into himself.
Pretty much,
before it could be as ginormous as it was in the Captain Carter episode. But basically it's drawn the exact same way. It's multiple tentacles.
I mean, how else do you draw tentacles, though?
Right. It's octopus. It had the same suction cups as octopus. It looked identical. They drew it exactly like the other one, minus the size.
Yes.
The size and bigger.
And
so if it's one of those things where if you're going to draw it the same, it's most likely the same, right? Because otherwise, there's a million different ways.
Although the colors were different too, right?
Yeah, the
other one
no, the other one was
it
Captain Carter episode.
Blue
it was its real color. But when you were coming through the magical portal, everything was glowing.
That's true. Everything was black and black and red,
orange or blue. Nothing was its real color. It was almost like spirits of the magical creatures that he was fighting.
Good point.
And he was coming through you know what I mean? That sort of.
Yeah.
So that's to me, that's what it looked like. It was more of a spirit of it, and that's what he sucked into himself.
Yeah.
That's what he was fighting, and that's what he absorbed, because he was basically absorbing. Not that he wanted the creature, he wanted it's magical essence, essentially.
Yeah.
Which sounds a lot dirtier than I meant it. So.
I
need to get on
in what?
It's a long story. If you ever listen to Kevin Smith's podcast, that's what he says all the time. Anything that sounds remotely dirty, that sounds a lot dirtier than I meant it. Yeah. So.
Whatever.
I went over your head. I noticed that. That's fine. So, all right. So we got the basic recap of the episode. Talk to me. How does it end for you? How does that episode end for you?
It ended with
kind of working our way back here. We're Tarantinoing this.
Yeah. So it ended with Doctor Strange, he's pleading with the overseer or watcher or whatever they are.
Yep, the watchers. Yep.
Yeah, and he's pleading I'm sorry. Can you please take this back? I don't want this to happen.
I screwed up. Can you undo this?
Yeah, I messed up. Can you please rewind? And they're like, you did this to yourself. Yeah. You did this. There's no turning back.
The watcher basically won't interfere.
Yeah.
He is the watcher. He is, he won't interfere. That's his mantra, if you will.
They only observe.
The credits. Apparently, Doctor Strange did not watch the opening credits. He just will not interfere with what's going on in these universes.
Yeah, didn't he watch the beginning of the episode? Come on.
Yeah, he watches all of them, right? So that's one of the things I do love with the episode. If you watch, and not that they hide it per se, but you can see the watcher in some parts of the episode. Like he's
I
in the
thought,
background.
There was one time where he was Doctor Strange's shadow. I thought that was so cool. I love when they do stuff like that. Like it's so cool.
Right, because in the last one when the Avengers all die, he was in the background, back in the mountains, when doing that like long shot of.
Oh, I love when that happens. The long shots, and he's like kind of in the background.
In the mountains, yeah, like that was really cool. So they always find little ways to weave him in there, which I thought was great.
Just to like a reminder, we're all just watching. Like in a way, you yourself can feel like a watcher because you're doing the same thing. You're not interfering. Yep. You can only observe. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but he could interfere, but he doesn't. Like that's feeling. That's kind of what happens towards the end. I'm not sure. I have no proof. But maybe in the last episode or whatever, like the watcher gets involved and tries to fix what's going on.
They go, so this is gonna defeat the multiverse or whatever is in jeopardy. So now we got to kind of Avengers assemble, but with these dudes.
Keep breaking everything. So jump in and fix it. Otherwise, I'll have nothing to watch. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be really bored.
I'm already bored, but come on.
There's nothing else going on. So, all right. So rank it. Where would this be in your? Only 1 through 4. We're gonna do this every time. We're gonna rank.
I'll rank them. I'll rank them. I think it's for me. This one might have scooched to the top. I think the Doctor Strange episode, this one, the Agent Carter one, then the Avengers dying one, and then Black Panther.
So that's still at the bottom of your list.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it was nice, but it didn't really stir anything. I was like, yeah, okay, that was fun.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange definitely stirred a whole.
Stirred a lot.
It definitely stirred a lot.
How would you rate it?
That's a good. I think I'm still Captain Carter first, then this one. But but it's fluctuating. The T'Challa one's still my bottom of the line. But the Avenger one, I liked it. I thought the story could have been more grand.
Same here.
This story was not grand, but it was. It was meant to be. Like, it destroys the whole fabric of the universe, right? So right off the bat, that's grand. Like, that's grandiose. That's big.
Although they got to fit it in like 20 minutes of like. But the thing is, you're right. It could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
But it didn't really feel like it went all the way like it could have.
No, because I think one part of it was just him. Like 90% of the episode was just him twiddling around with himself, like, you know what I mean, just like figuring out how to get the power, and you just keep seeing, it's Groundhog's Day, you keep re-seeing him do the same thing over again, trying to do it different ways, right? He's trying to save her in many different ways. Yeah,
so and you don't see how this is affecting him slowly. You don't see what's going on in his brain. Anywhere. You just see him absorbing things. Yeah,
and
then you see him.
It was almost like training montage for 20
minutes. Yeah, but just different creatures.
Yeah, so it didn't go anywhere. It didn't travel anywhere, so to speak. So because it was,
and there was no
characters.
Yeah,
there's no characters in the episode.
Right.
Wong's in it.
And there was no conflict with any of the characters. No conflict within him. Like, it was just.
Well, it was a conflict with himself.
Literally.
It was just a conflict with himself. It ends with a conflict, which is always weird to watch. But like I said, not putting it down, I definitely liked the episode a lot, but it's definitely one that takes a little harder. It's harder to grasp on this episode.
Yeah.
Right. It's harder to pinpoint this one because it was trippy dippy, and it was definitely, it was strange. Sorry to use the pun there, but it was a strange episode, And but it definitely makes me look forward to the Multiverse of Madness, his Doctor Strange 2 movie.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that.
That's going to be great.
It is going to be great. There's so much coming out.
It better be great. Or I'm going to be mad.
No, I don't think it's going to be disappointed at all. There's so much, and I know you don't read stuff because you like to be surprised, which I respect.
Yes.
But I read stuff all the time, and I'm not going to go spoiling it for you. Maybe I will. But there's just a lot of stuff coming out about it, and who's going to be in it, who could possibly be in it. Will that be the introduction to the X-Men and to mutants and things like that? It's all hearsay. It's all, somebody speaking. Maybe I've talked to somebody who worked on it, but didn't really, and they just make crap up. But
right. That's like a lot of stuff. Like before Infinity War came out, there was a lot of like, ooh, this might happen, or like, where did the Soul Stone come from?
Exactly.
That I remember so many like theories for where's the Soul Stone gonna come in, and everyone was like, "Oh, what? Oh, okay."
Did you? So you watched Loki, but you haven't watched the last episode.
Haha, no.
But you will.
But I kind of get the idea of not really. But I kind of do.
There's a meme out there when they're talking about Thanos was like the only one powerful enough to wield 2 stones at once, and it cuts to the dude who was like just like the office worker. and it had like a drawer full of Infinity
Stones.
Yeah. He's got like 30. 30.
I use them as paperweights.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot. But that's a fun meeting.
That was so great.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. So it's going to be interesting to see. He did this in What If. We see. Have you watched the Spider-Man trailer? Have you seen
Yes,
it?
I have.
Okay,
I have
so
seen
you
it.
see that like he and Spider-Man they're another ones who break the multiverse.
I am so excited for that.
Right, because it's going to be like that Spider-Man meme with those Spider-Man are all
Yeah,
each other.
if that doesn't happen, no, I won't be mad if that doesn't happen.
It's,
but still,
it's Spider-Man there. You have what's her name from Loki?
It's
right?
Spider-Man.
She's there. Yeah, it's Wanda pointing at each other. Who broke the multiverse?
Yeah, who did it? Raise your hands. Who did
Everybody
it?
did.
Yeah,
they all did it. They all had their ways of breaking the multiverse. So that was pretty cool. So it definitely makes.
I think Scarlet Witch did it like the least. Wanda did it like the least because right now she just kind of messed with one town and now it's back to normal. She's just studying magic now. So I'm like,
but hearing it because she jumped into she's full on chaos magic.
Good point though.
Kind of through a lot of different things.
And the phrase chaos magic, it seems like it comes with stuff.
You never know. We might see it in Mephisto. Just kidding.
Mephisto.
We talked about that before.
Oh my God, Mephisto confirmed. No.
Exactly. How many times can we confirm Mephisto? But we'll go over that. You guys will hear that on the Tuesday episode coming up.
Yeah.
This Tuesday we have our Marvel vs. DC episode. So I'm looking forward to that. Was a really fun one.
Look forward to Mephisto.
A lot of Mephisto talk.
Oh yeah. Because he's definitely going to show up eventually, right?
At some point he has to. At some point.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Willie?
It might
or
be
they just keep going? Or do people on the internet keep going? Ooh, Mephisto. It might be Mephisto. And then Marvel goes, nah. No, you don't get Mephisto.
I think if they don't, eventually people are just going to start getting real shitty. Yeah. People on the internet are already shitty.
They're like, where's Mephisto? And they go, haha. You know what? At this point, I don't want to anymore.
They kill him off in the comics and he doesn't ever appear. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
That'd be a giant FU to
They're
the fans.
No more Mephisto. That's it. You guys lost Mephisto privileges.
You did this. You caused this. All
Look what you've done.
Whining and bitching and moaning. You caused this. How do you
That's
feel about yourself
all on
now?
you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. No more Mephisto for you guys.
We're done. We dropped the character altogether. That is awesome. So what did you think of this, since we're on it anyway, what did you think of the Spider-Man trailer?
So excited. Okay. I am so excited for this.
Yes.
Like the chance of all the Spider-Mans being there.
Yes.
And it's gonna be so cool with like Doc Ock and Green Goblin.
It's not even like a chance anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like how can they not? You have their villains from their
That'd
movies.
be cruel. That would be absolutely horrible if they just went, no more Spider-Man.
Again, not just
like,
not just
Tom Holland.
cruel, but like a massive misstep. And
yeah. Marvel
doesn't really make many missteps. They haven't made any, but they don't make a lot of missteps, especially with something that large. And you're bringing in, obviously, Alfred Molina confirmed, obviously. You see, Green Goblin's pumpkin bomb.
Yeah.
You're seeing all these visions. We know Jamie Foxx is in it. So you're seeing a lot of the villains from both of their movies.
So it's like, come on, man.
How would you bring the villains? Come on,
we're the Spider-Mans.
You know what I mean? See, that would make no sense.
Now the thing is, we're talking, if there's definitely the other Spider-Mans, then
Spider-Mans?
I think it's Spider-Mans.
Spider-Meeses?
Because it's like
Spider-Mooses? I don't get it.
Spider-Man. No. I think what it would be is, I just hope they don't wait way too long to introduce the other Spider-Man if they do.
So you're saying you don't want
sometimes
a 5-minute scene, they're in and out.
Because that happens a lot. Like that, I've seen that in a lot of things where they're like, oh, it's going to be such a big thing. And then it's like the last 5 minutes they show up, meet some fun scene, and then they're gone.
About X-Men Apocalypse, right? When they see their actual X-Men suits in the very last frame of the movie.
I'm not. I am not. Because I don't frankly care. Wow. I'm going to be real. I don't really care about the original X-Men suits.
Wow, that's hurtful. The whole internet is just dropping tears right now. We're all shedding a tear for you.
That is not my problem.
It is yours now. So yeah, I think you're right though. I think if they get him in there for 5 minutes and it's done, which I don't think they will. Like, why bring those guys back in? But again, that's something I don't think Marvel makes those kind of missteps that often. And drag those guys out of mothballs essentially. Say, all right, put the suit back on. And,
that's it. Get in the suit.
All right, 5 minutes now. Get out. You know what I mean? I think it's gotta be bigger than that. It has to be.
It better be. It better be
bigger than that. But then he'll be in the Multiverse of Madness, I'd imagine, right? He'll be probably in that movie as well.
I'm trying to remember. There was something where that happened. Like there was a big we're gonna do like a spin-off like that, but then they just kind of did that for like 5 minutes. I know there was something. I really can't remember what it is.
Probably a DC movie, but we won't go into that. Listen to the episode on Tuesday.
Most likely.
Yeah, those DC abominations.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do it. So we're gonna move on from that because you guys are gonna hear plenty of DC Marvel on Tuesday.
Oh, definitely.
Wonderful,
Look
or
forward
my
to that.
wonderful opinions on that one. So, all right, recap on Doctor Strange.
Really cool.
Really cool. That's it.
I thought
that's it.
that was really cool.
That's it. That's all you need, right?
Me, personally, yeah.
That's
good
all
episode.
You need. Really cool. 2 words, said it, done. I have to concur. Really cool, very trippy.
Really cool.
There's certain multiple ways you could watch this episode.
Yes.
Straight up is the best way because you're going to run from the house if you don't.
Straight up, watch it.
Yeah, straight up, watch this episode.
Really cool.
I'm really loving What
10
If
out of
so
10.
far. Like I said before, I just never really got into What If comics. Not because they weren't any good. They were great. There's so much to read. There's only so much to read.
Right, yeah.
So I stuck to the main timelines, if you will, and didn't really want to read myself about what could possibly happen that wasn't really happening.
Unless it's like a really cool topic, but most of the time it's like,
But I don't remember if the original What If comics kind of dealt with this. I don't necessarily know that they were saying, well, that's a multiverse.
What if Spider-Man's suit wasn't mainly red and then some blue? It was mainly blue and then some red.
It was what if the Avengers died? What if the Hulk versus what if Thor beat who? If Hulk beat Thor? Like, it was all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? What if what's her name didn't die? Spider-Man's girlfriend, not Mary
It's
Jane.
so funny how that really didn't narrow it down at all.
Didn't really narrow it down.
What if that girl didn't die?
What if Gwen Stacy didn't die? Or, you know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if they ever really explained. I'm sure somebody on the internet will start going crazy and telling me, yes, if it actually was a multiverse type deal, or if it was just because they were one-off comics. Like, hey, we can't do this in our main story, so we're just going to make this little one-off comic.
Right.
Essentially, that's my understanding. Is like, we can't do this in the main universe, so we're just going to throw this one-off comic at you saying, hey, this is kind of cool. Think about this. What would happen if this happened?
Exactly.
Whereas now, in this, they're making it part of the multiverse, so all of it is canon and will somehow tie back into the movies on the main timeline, right, with Loki and that show, like showing you how the multiverse works.
Yeah.
And all this stuff can actually bring back into the main universe, so they'll tie it back in. And I'm kind of excited to see when this is all done, and this is going to take years, right? This whole multiverse war essentially is going to.
This has already been taking years.
No, this is new. This is right after.
Well, yeah, but
this is new stuff, right? So they're gonna this whole multiverse. How long is it going to take them to solve this? Right? This will go through at least this phase, if not into the next one. This is like like the Thanos thread.
What phase is this again? 5, 6,
4 or 5?
I lost count.
Yeah, so did I. So
there was
we should really know that since we're doing the podcast, but
it's definitely one of them.
Yeah, it's either 4 or 5. So
it's more than
phase,
3.
And probably the next couple of phases we'll be dealing with this with Kang and the whole 9 yards. So it'll be fun to see how they bring it back into, if they drop the multiverse or recombine it into one. Right, it goes back to one universe, one solid timeline, and what gets left over? Who is left over in that timeline? Because is Captain Carter now in that timeline? So now you start getting Haley Atwell to be Captain Carter in the main universe.
And that will definitely open up doors for like X-Men.
Sure, because Multiverse of Madness, people are dropping into other timelines, which is what this is going to do, right? All these episodes for What If are supposed to be different timelines.
Yeah.
It's not all one timeline. It's all different ones, and they're going to cross over into each other's timelines. So they can all kind of combine back into one main timeline, and what gets left over, who gets left behind, who gets destroyed, who becomes part of the main timeline.
And then that makes their own universes.
But that's it. But then it creates a complete new game for everything.
You can
completely change.
That's the most like vulnerable the storyline can be, where you can just do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you could just throw in some stuff and things and people and actors that haven't been doing things. And
of course, and I don't think they're going to do this, but, and I'm sure fans are wanting to or not wanting to, but like this, that's certainly a way you could bring Tony Stark back, or you can bring, Cap back in, because you've got a Cap from a universe who now is in this universe, and we're on with our day.
Yeah.
Right? You Robert Downey stops doing it for a while because he wants to take a break, go do other things, and then 5 years down the line, he wants to throw the motion capture suit back on and go, yeah, I'll be Tony, I'll be Iron Man for a couple of movies.
the heck?
What the hell? We brought it back in for the multiverse, so here I am. Right? Like, how cool is that? Although I'm really looking forward to Ironheart, but, I think that'll be, that this certainly anything is possible.
I hope that one day they bring in Nova.
They will bring in Nova. You got to hold your pants on Nova.
I know.
All hyped up about Nova.
I know, but they've been like every once in a while. There's like rumors. Every 1,000 years, there's like a rumor like, hey, there might be a Nova movie or like a Nova show, and I'm like, really? And they go,
okay,
no.
So that's the thing. Do they do a movie? Do they do TV? Do they do a streaming show? Who knows? But they will bring in. They have.
But that's going to be very far down the line.
I mean, essentially, and especially if the Sony stuff goes through, they will have all the toys back in the toy box. Every last character will be back in their toy box, and they can do anything they want. And they're not going to stop, pump out content for any time soon. It's too much of a moneymaker for Disney. Which is weird because a lot of times genres of movies, they arc for a while and then go away. This has not gone away, nor is it going away anytime soon. Like superhero movies. Right? Yeah. There was some that happened, right, late 80s, early 90s, then it kind of in the Batman franchise killed it for a while. And then Blade started, and then that was gone for a while, and then obviously X-Men started it back up again.
Since Endgame, though, it's kind of not fallen out of popularity, but it's starting to like lessen in conversation.
It is
just a little bit.
The pandemic, though.
Yeah.
Because what have we had since Endgame? Really,
but it's also because a lot of people were like, "Oh, Captain America, Tony Stark, like the greats." They're all like gone.
Yeah,
so
but there's so much more to do, but they haven't been able to do anything, right?
Oh yeah, like I'm still super excited, but like it's kind of left the populist conversation.
Yeah, I think it'll start back up again. Once people are able to go out and they're able to.
Once something actually because of the Spider-Man movie, things have started to pick up again. It's like oh my gosh,
up a lot.
Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield?
From what I see, I would like to do once. I'm going to go see Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, Shang-Chi.
We'll do a recap episode on that one as well.
Yeah,
and talk specifically
I'll go
about that. I can't
see
wait
it
to see
eventually.
It. I haven't decided. It's only on the movies for 45 days, and then it'll come to streaming. They said. Mm-hmm. So I might just watch it there. I haven't decided yet, but I definitely want to do an episode on Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But all I've seen is unbelievable reviews, both critics and critics and fans.
Wow.
Both loved it. Like Rotten Tomatoes has it like high 90s on both critics and fans.
Wow.
Which is like unheard of.
Because I was looking at it and I was like, for just seeing the trailer, I'm like, I'd give that a solid 80%.
There you go. It's nice in the high 90s. I'm super impressed with that. It definitely makes me want to go see it even more. But I don't know if I'm ready to venture out to the movies quite yet.
I have been back in the movies now because I just
have you?
Yeah, I just so much prefer the theater experience.
Oh, definitely.
But like enough to not want to watch it like at home if it's in theaters still. I'm like, oh no, I would rather go to the theaters.
If it was just me or just myself and my wife, I'd go. But I have a 1-year-old at home.
That's true.
Can't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
I've been vaccinated. My wife has been vaccinated. But like, if we can still carry it to our son,
right?
In the theater,
you don't want to take that risk.
Masked and whatever. And most of the theaters are not even half full at this point, so it's not like you're bringing that much. But really, do you want to chance it when I could just watch it at home?
That's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah. Once he gets vaccinated and things like, then all bets are off.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Once
it's going back to the movies full time.
My son, who's like I said, a little over 1, once he can get vaccinated, then it's definitely a different day. We can start bringing him out to stores, and I can start feeling more comfortable going to theaters. So even if I contract, give it, he'll be fine. That's the point.
Right.
So that's our points. Anyway, that's enough on that.
That's that.
All right. So recap on Doctor Strange. We both loved it.
Yes.
It's super strange.
Very cool.
It's super fun. The What If series has been incredible. I think there's 4
super
more,
great.
right? I think 8 total.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to the next 4. We're halfway there.
Heck yeah.
Again, look out for Tuesday. We have our DC versus Marvel or Marvel versus DC episode on a podcast coming on Tuesday, and then we'll look next week. We'll do another What If recap.
Oh yeah.
All right. As always, thank you, Mila.
Thank you.
This was fun. Guys, check us out everywhere online. You can find us at our website at entertainmentrants.com. On social media, we're Entertainment Rants. On Twitter, we're Entertain Rants. We look forward to hearing from you. Definitely hit us up. Talk about subjects that you want us to talk about, things you want us to rant on. We're looking for guests. I do have some other guests coming up. Yeah, I'm going to be recording with a couple other people coming up very soon. So looking forward to that. Look forward to that on our social media. We'll be posting about that and let you know who the guests are going to be coming up. So if you'd like to be a guest on the show and talk about something you're passionate about, definitely hit us up through our website. Otherwise, gang, go out there and just start ranting.
Bye.